Hey, and welcome to Madima with Mr. Smith. And we're still on the topic number bases, and right now we're going to be looking at conversion of bases. In our last topic, we saw addition, subtraction, and multiplication of number bases, particularly binary numbers. So in this class, we're going to be looking at conversion of bases. Remember, in my last class, in the previous class, I told you that they are about the special bases are classified basically into three. The special bases are classified basically into three, and I made mention of base 10, also known as denary numbers, base 2, also known as binary numbers, and then others. So base 10, 2, and others. Base 10, 2, and others. These are the special bases. But in conversion of bases, I would like to classify everything into two basic bases. And the first one is base 10. So whenever you come to the topic conversion of bases, take note of this. There are two kinds of bases. There are only two kinds of bases. Base 10 and base others. Base 10 and base others. So it's either it's 10 or it's others. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They all fall into others. And then we have base 10 in a class of its own. But please take note as we go in the course of this class that base 2 is the least base. The least base we have is base 2. So now when we talk about conversion of bases from base 10 to base 2, from base 2 to base 3, base 4 to base 5, whatever the question may be, the first thing I want you to take note of is that I've said there are two kinds of bases, base 10 and base others, is that when we are converting a number in base 10 to base 2 or base 3 or base 4 or base 5, that is to others, we simply divide. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how it's done, but take note, when it's from base 10 to others, we divide. I simply coded it, I codenamed it third. So 10, T for 10, O for others, what do? We divide. T for 10, O for others, we simply divide. Third. So when it's from base 10 to others, T, O, D, third. And when we are converting from other bases back to base 10, so for example, you're given a question, convert 23 in base 4 to a number in base 10. That is from others to 10. So when we have others to 10, we simply expand. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how it's done, how to expand, but I want you to take note of these codes or classifications that I'm giving. So how did I get OTE? O for others, T for 10, and E for expand. So I just picked the first letters and it formed the word oath. This formed third, this formed oath. Now when you're converting from others to others, for example, you're given a question to convert a number in base 4 to a number in base 5, what do we simply do? We divide and expand. So the first thing we'll do is that we will divide it, and then along the line we expand it. Along the line we expand it. So we are doing two things when it is from others to others. We are both dividing and expanding at the same time. So very quickly we have our examples here. The first question here says convert 28 in base 10 to a number in base 2. 28, remember, it is in base 10. 2 is in base others. T-O-D, third. So we're going to be dividing. So we simply do what? We write out the number. The number is 28. And then we are going to be dividing. Why? From base 10 to others. When they say change the number in base 10 to any other base, we are going to be dividing. So we're going to be dividing by the number, the required base, the required or the requested base. We'll put 2 here. And so we're going to be dividing. Can we go? Can you divide? Let's go. 2 go into 28. That gives us 14. Remainder 0. Right? 14, remainder 0. You see the way I wrote it? That's the way we're going to be doing it throughout. 2 go into 14 is 7, remainder 0. Why 2 go into 7 this time? It is not a perfect division, so it's going to come with a remainder. It's going to go 3 times, remaining 1. Remaining 1. And then the next one, 2 divide 3. 2 divide 3 will go once, remainder 1 as well. Why for the last one, we say 2 divided. It's going to be 0 times because it can divide 1 and it's still remaining 1. So the moment we do this, we get 0, remainder 1. We are done with our division. So we come from the bottom to the top. We write from the bottom to the top. So how do we do that? The first number is 1, second one 1, third one 1, 0, 0. This is our answer. 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0 in base 2. This is the answer. And we convert 28 in base 10 to a number in base 2. Why for the second question? For the next question we have convert 1. Can you please bring the camera down so we can see? So we have convert 1101 in base 2 to a number in base 10. So remember, this is from base 2, aka others, right? Remember I said we have base 10 and others. Every other number falls into others, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So others to base 10, 10T, right? OT, so OTE. So we're going to be expanding. So what do? We simply write down the number 1101. I told you I will teach you how expansion is done. So you write the number 1101 in base 2. Now I want to change it to base 10. So what we're going to be doing, we'll start from the first number. 1 times the base, 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2. You get it? It's easy. 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2. So we'll go 1 times 2. We're going to be multiplying each number by the base, each number by the base, each number by the base. 1 times 2 plus another 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2. Did you get it? Did you get it? 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2. Then we go from the very last base that we wrote. The last base, all the bases are 2 of course. From the very last base, we begin to number it. We're going to raise it to powers from the very, very last base. We go 0, 1, 2, 3. Did you get that? From the very last base, remember the base, 0, 1, 2, 3. If there was another number, we'll go 4, 5, 6, and the list goes on. So for the sake of this, we're going to just stay with it. So we're not going to be multiplying. We have 1, 2 raised to power 3. Remember, is the same as raising to 3 times. So if you, for those of you that already have understanding of indices and those other topics, I might come to those topics because of my lectures. But for the sake of this, if you don't know indices, I will refer you to one of my lectures. I will refer you to a lecture. I will do it and then send it online. It's very important. So, but for those that already know that step, so we'll go 2 raised to power 3 means 2 times 2 times 2, that is we're multiplying 2 twice. 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8. Now say 1 times 2 raised to power 2, 2 times 2, that's 4, plus 0 times anything. We don't even need to multiply this because 0 times anything is 0, plus 1 times, now it is important you also note, according to the laws of indices, that x raised to power 0 is equal to 1. This means, this implies that 2 raised to power 0 is equal to 1. Anything whatsoever, 5 raised to power 0 is 1, 10 raised to power 0, 1, 1 billion raised to power 0 is 1. So 1 times 1 gives us what? 1. We could write it out. Then we have 1 times 8, 8, plus 1 times 4, 4, plus 0, plus 1 times 1, 1. And we now have what? 8 plus 4, 12. 12 plus 0, 12. 12 plus 1, that's 13. So that gives us 13 base 10. This is our answer. So we successfully converted 1101 in base 2 to a number in base 10. So these are the answers. I will set in the brain teasers. I will put in the brain teasers shortly so that you can practice and also become a maths maestro yourself. Thank you to be with me.